If you've had lunch in Papillion or Westside schools on Parents or Grandparents' Day recently, you may have noticed something out of the ordinary on the food tray. In depth tonight, Brian Mastery explains how it got there as we go on the road south of Lincoln to the small town of Firth, Nebraska, south of Lincoln.
There's not very many dairy farms in Nebraska. In fact, I think there's less than 150 dairy farms in Nebraska today.
When Dan Rice decided to merge his family farm with other Nebraska farms in the late 90s, the idea was to keep dairy farming around for future generations.
I have 4 children, and 3 of the 4 children work with us. Originally, I started with 27 cows, and we've built up to 1,300 cows milking a day.
But those behind Prairie Land Dairy, located a few miles south of Lincoln,
we control everything from the soil to the feed to the cows, processing and take it directly to your local stores.
Knew they'd have to do more than just be local to compete.
We're smaller and don't handle near the volumes that the big guys do, so we have to be more efficient and find out other ways to compete. And the pouch gave us that price advantage to be able to do that.
The pouch, the plastic bag full of milk that's replaced the carton in 150 schools in Nebraska, Iowa, and Colorado.
They used to have cartons, but now they have them in bags for some reason.
Third grader Jordan Tilford doesn't understand the economics of the school lunch and her strawberry milk, but ask her to compare opening the pouch to the old standby milk carton.
It's easier because then you wouldn't have to stick your finger in and it wouldn't hurt your nails so much.
2 years ago, when Norris Schools decided to go with the pouches, they wondered if the kids would have trouble using them, so they had a training day. Kids had no problems. The staff struggled. The idea of jamming a straw anywhere in a bag of milk didn't seem strange for the youngsters.
Was it hard for people to accept the pouch? It looks different than a carton, of course.
So people our age, yeah, it's really hard for them to accept it because they're not used to it. But the kids today are used to the Capri Suns and those types of things, so they have no problem at all with the pouches.
On average, a cow at Prairie Land Dairy produces 10 gallons of milk a day. For a farm which prides itself on reusing and recycling whatever it can, now it has milk pouches that fall into that category as well. In Firth, Nebraska, with photographer Jim Hinchuk, I'm Brian Mastery reporting, WWT6 News.
The milk pouches are also used by Husker athletes. Prairie Land Dairy says that while the pouches are not available to buy at the grocery store, plans are in the works to have them on store shelves in the early part of next year.